Hi guys, welcome to Tarot in the Dark. My name is Tori. Tonight we're going to tap in and just see what our ancestors have to say. Um, if you know this deck here, whenever it comes out, we must be in for a treat, okay? There are no words, there's no guidebook, there's just images, so clearly I'm going to be channeling, okay? So let's just tap in. I was picking up on some like feminine energy about receiving, receptivity, but it was very interesting because it's almost like they were saying to be able to receive and be open and receptive to the energy of what wants to come through from your ancestors, from your team. God, this looks like more of like a masculine ish energy. You know what it's given me the energy of? Jezebel. So Jezebel, when Jezebel displays itself, it doesn't have, it's not identifiable. So it's not a masculine or a feminine energy. It's like a non-binary, I think is probably the best word to describe like Jezebel's energy or spirit. And so this feels to me like that energy, but it's not coming across in a negative way. Typically, Jezebel, we're taught in the church, is like a negative spirit. And I'm not saying that this is Jezebel, but there's something about a balance is what's coming through, and that's why they're showing Jezebel. A balance between the masculine and the feminine energy. Maybe the masculine and feminine energy is being restored back into balance because I'm seeing this as an egg here, almost like something that's ready to hatch. So this could be about like divine unions coming into fruition, things coming together. This is the card that flew out. This is beautiful. This is absolutely feminine energy, guys. This is the energy of flowering, blossoming. But there's an interesting thing that they're showing me here. It's an unraveling that took place in order for the rose to be able to bloom appropriately. So it's almost like this was a deformity. For some of you, this would be indicative of the fact that you were maybe taking a path that wasn't aligned with who you truly are. So you could have been rewired or altered. Your path could have been shifted. You could even right now be at a crossroads where you're trying to assess which path is most aligned with you. And this energy is showing up to signify the fact that there has to be a transition and a shift that occurs due to the fact that your team is trying to get you on the path that's aligned with you in order for you to blossom. Because I'm also seeing this as like a darker version. This is interesting because it doesn't feel so dark that it's sad. It feels like it's like brown, like these neutral colors are showing up as in like things are fine, but it's not thriving, it's not flourishing. So for a lot of you, this path here, that seems like, again, they're showing this as like a flower that didn't actually grow properly. Maybe some of you felt like you didn't have space or room to grow properly, like maybe life was against you, or feeling like there's some type of resistance. But in the neutrality of just remaining consistent and comfortable, there's something in that consistency and comfortability showing up here versus vibrancy, risk taking. Okay, so they're saying something about accepting the status quo, which is here mediocrity, versus accepting, receiving, and embracing the unknown, the unfamiliar. There's something about the unfamiliar, the uncomfortable being the place where you can actually truly blossom and grow and flower. And what they're saying is that the reason for that is because when you're in the energy of the brown here, when you're on this side of the spectrum, there isn't any room for you to become. Okay? There's no room for you to become because what you are is already existent. So they're basically saying like brown is like a neutral color, right? Like there's not really much shifting that you're going to do with one of these browns. You're not going to be able to take it and change it into a different color. There's no alchemy in neutrality is what they're saying. There has to be risk There has to be vibrancy, and that requires stepping out of your comfort zone. Wow, that's deep and that's powerful. That's amazing too, because it's showing that the path that you've been taking or the path that you were on was creating some type of, and the word they keep using is deformity. Okay, so forgive me if that word is offensive um, to some individuals. I do work in healthcare, and when someone has something that they're born with, it an abnormality, or if it doesn't appear to be like the baseline, then that would be considered a deformity. And deformities are not disabilities, they're not necessarily restrictions. Okay, like I think a lot of people misunderstand things like that. Like there's they're saying this to show that there was something about the path you were taking, or one of the paths that you're in the middle of trying to decide between, that is not going to allow you to fully flower. Okay, there's maybe some barriers. Okay, something like that is coming across in this deformed version of a rose. It's and for some of you, this could be unraveling for you in this moment as well, but you're being shifted into the new. They're alchemizing the energy for you. Your team is assisting and supporting you in shifting this. It's very interesting too, because this figure is showing up as being very attentive and receptive, and that's how they started the reading out about the need to be open to receptivity. And if you're on this side here, you'll notice that there's whites, there's oranges, there's blues, there's grays, there's red, there's purples. They're saying that this is the opportunity for you to be able to expound and create. This is the arena for you to step into whoever it is that you desire to be. The person that's aligned to your highest self is on this side, this way, this path, which is the path of most resistant. Okay, this is the path of least resistance, right? It's easier to stay in your comfort zone. That could mean staying in a relationship. That could mean not growing up. That could mean not ever looking at yourself in the mirror. That can also show up in the way that you just stay stuck on the job that you actually don't like, but it pays the bills. You know, it could show up in a way that you just embrace normalcy, right? Like, I don't need to do anything else. I'm just supposed to work this job, be this person's spouse, and, that's it. That's my goal in life. Or the idea that I'm just supposed to go to college, get my degree, and then work a job, get married, have kids. That's all there is to life. That's on this side of the spectrum. But on the other side of the spectrum is freedom. Okay, so this is almost like a flowering into freedom and opening up into freedom, and it's a releasing of the things, the deformities that have been blocking you from being able to really operate in your authenticity. Sorry guys, my little sage bag is falling over on me. Okay, so let me write this down. You guys, I hate titles. Titles are like the worst thing for me. I just don't know what I should title things. Flowering into freedom. Okay, so let's keep going here. I think I'm going to do this. There's also something about a waterfall and things waterfalling into place for you. Okay, so on the path that is most resistant, the path that you are most resistant to, there is the energy of waterfalling. It's almost like if you take that leap, you are going to feel challenged because it's going to be steep for a while. And what they're saying is that the steepness is the part that is uncomfortable for you because it's not what you're used to. Okay, that steepness of the waterfall. Steep waterfalls, a waterfall is temporary, right? It's not going to last for hours. It's probably going to last for minutes. The longest waterfall probably only lasts minutes. And so they're showing that as sorry guys, I'm still fighting whatever I got going on, so my voice is kind of ratchet, but the waterfall is not going to be forever. It's temporary. However, the waterfall, the steepness of the waterfall is almost presenting itself as an opportunity to assess whether or not you'll be prepared for the smooth sailing, because when you fall down the waterfall, there is something about releasing and relinquishing control, right? Once you go off the tip or the bank, I don't know, whatever you call it, and you actually are dropping in that waterfall, you have absolutely no control. There's no power or authority that you have that could cause the waterfall to just, like stop dropping you. You're already, it's gravity at that point, right? I think gravity is above your pay grade. It's definitely above mine, but who am I to say? But there's something in that where they're saying that there's no way for you to stop yourself because you're just falling at that point. So it's a relinquishing of control, and it's almost like a process. They're showing this up as like a process that we all have to go through in order for us to fall in alignment with the flow. That's very interesting. Okay, let's keep going. The starfish card came out, guys. I don't have the guidebook here, so I'm going to just intuitively give you what I'm picking up on with this. So this is very interesting because it's almost like they're showing these like bubbles or bumps. They're bumps on the starfish. They remind me of warts, but I know that they're not warts. Maybe they're starfish warts. If you know, drop it in the comments. But it's almost like this starfish is here to remind you of the ability to relieve yourself from the things that you feel attached to. It's almost like the energy of like a star seed, where it's like you have this power that you're unaware of. You have the strength, you have the ability to, they're pointing me to the solar plexus chakra, which is about your power, right? Your ability to take action towards what it is that you desire. So it's like they're showing how you tend to be more comfortable attached to the rocks, attached to the hard things, because they've become easy for you to stay attached to them. However, they can create, like, it's almost like creating a home in a place that is uncomfortable, and they're saying that that's where you're getting shifted out of, because the reality of it is, guys, is that you're not going to stay stuck in these energies. These energies are present, and maybe even just for today. Sorry, guys. Like, this energy could just be present for today. It could be present for tomorrow. It could be present for the next day, but it doesn't have to remain constant. Remember, as we get closer to this eclipse that we have on the 17th, and then Saturn leaving Pisces on the 14th, we have all these astrological events. You guys keep hearing me talk about them. I'm not an astrologist, but it's just good to keep these things in mind, because the energy is so tense, and it's also pushing us into a new age, into a new world. And so it's like you have the opportunity in this moment, every single human being that's alive, to choose a different path than the path that you've been on. And this is all going to be based on your own willpower. That's why the panther is showing up here at the bottom of the deck. Panthers represent power, taking your power back, not allowing yourself to fall into the conditioning of what's comfortable, right? Like allowing yourself to say, this is comfortable, yet there's no growth here. There's no flowering here. I can have what I have right now, or I can trust that there's more, that there's greater on the other side. And that is very challenging to do, because sometimes we get these mindsets of like, oh, I'm just supposed to be okay with this. This is enough. I should be satisfied. But the reality of it is that if you're itching for more, it's because more is itching for you. You ever heard that phrase? What you're desiring is also desiring you. That is totally a real thing, guys. So there's something here about taking your power back and also recognizing your power. Okay, they're saying something about receiving your power. So for some of you, you've had this power almost like tucked away in a fanny pack, is how they're showing it. And it's like the fanny pack has been attached to you your whole life. However, you're just now starting to think like, wait, maybe I do have a little more going on than I think, right? Like maybe I've been undermining myself, and it's almost like your ancestors, your team are sending out these vibrations. Like look at these vibrational energies behind the panther here. It's like they're sending out this vibrational like spiritual light to wake you up, and then they're giving you access to doors that you may not have had access to in the past, because now we're in the time where this is all about divine timing. Things are happening and shifting at this specific time because this right here is the right time. Okay, so there's something about that safe travel card was sitting out too, guys. There's something about choosing a direction. Okay, meditate is coming out. I'm going to keep that, but I don't think that's the card that okay, I don't think that's the card that wanted to come. Look at all these cards trying to come out. I'm going to probably keep all these. So first card, well, first of all, divinity is at the bottom of the deck. This is how you know that you're being nudged, that you are falling into alignment with your truest self, because divinity is representative of the divinity that is within you. Then, oh my gosh, I didn't even see this. Then there's a spiritual cleansing card. The water card. This water is about emotions. The meditate card, we saw that come out. The growth card. This is like a wheel, a cycle that you've kind of been stuck in, but now you've outgrown it, because that's how it feels too, is like that the comfortability side, like the area where you've been so comfortable, it feels to me like that no longer aligns with you. So there's something about sitting with your emotions, allowing yourself to feel and to water those emotions. Okay, like the emotions are assisting and supporting you with this karmic path clearing, because that's what this is about. This is about clearing out the karmic path, making a decision with that 8 energy to move beyond any karmic patterns. They're also showing Saturn in this card too. And so it's like Saturn could be teaching you these very deep lessons in the last few days of it being in Pisces, because once Aries gets here, it's like, let's go. Let's get unstuck. Let's recognize your star power, and let's get out there and do the work that you were created to do here. For some of you, you could be worried about being protected and taking steps towards new. There's something about allowing yourself to sit. One thing, guys, that is coming up too, this meditate energy here, for a lot of us, we've taken meditation as a joke. For years, I took meditation as a joke, but honestly, this is one way to really like up level your entire life, is to meditate. Meditation not only allows you to learn how to be present in the now without trying to figure out how to get to the next, which that's one thing that tarot can do that I don't like. And it's not necessarily like the card's fault, but sometimes tarot can give you false promises and false hopes, and it can keep you in this cycle, which that growth card kind of reminds me of. It's like a loophole of waiting for something else to happen. Okay, and like I just did a reading, I think it was yesterday, about Alice in Wonderland, like where basically you're receiving the things that you've been asking for, but yet you're not really catching up. It's like your spirit man's not catching up to what's happening in the real world around you, tangible things, right? So this is kind of giving me the energy of the growth here. Like, don't get caught up in this cycle of not allowing yourself to sit in the now. And this meditation card is just showing up to say, hey guys, like take a second to actually sit and meditate. Sit with the energy, sit with the feelings that you have. Sit with what's going on in the present and allow the present to cleanse you. It's 4:44 on the clock right now, guys. And guys, yes, that was my mom, if some of you guys want to know, because I told you guys, I think every time I'm doing a reading, she calls or texts or something. Most of the time, not every time. But yeah, this spiritual cleansing, this is a shift. It's a 5 energy. It's about changing. The water energy is a 9. And this is interesting because I keep seeing like the 8 of Cups energy in my mind's eye. And the 8 of Cups is leaving behind the things. People say leaving behind things that no longer serve you. Leaving behind the things, for me, leaving behind the things that are emotionally draining, with the anticipation and expectation that something greater is coming towards you. Okay, you'll notice in the traditional Eight of Cups, the guy, he's walking and there's like a sunlight and a moon on the other side of the mountains. Okay, so it's like it's dark, but he can see that there's light on the other side, and that's what that water energy is reading as. It's like an acceptance of the fact that this gray, comfortable area for me is maybe not the most appropriate considering the person that I desire to be. So for some of you, you could have dreams that are huge. You could be desiring to do some crazy big things in the world, right? Like maybe you want to be famous. Maybe you want your name on billboards. Maybe you have some crazy gifts that you're going to share with the world. You could be an artist or something like that, right? Or maybe you just want to change your local community. Maybe you're like, you know what? I just want people to be able to be helped, and I want to serve the community in whatever capacity. Okay, we got this card the other day. Ooh, sacred wisdom. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. In whatever capacity you're choosing to operate in, it's showing up to say that that's present for a reason. Okay. I feel like I don't know if you guys notice this too. This is very interesting to me when stuff like this happens. So I feel like I'm very focused, and then I feel like something just like distracts me. And it wasn't even like that text from my mom or anything. It's just like in my mind, like I'm very focused and then I get distracted. And this is all the more reason to meditate, because I'm picking up on your energy more than likely, because I haven't had any challenges with being focused today. That rainbow dragon energy, I read it in the reading that I did yesterday, I believe, the Alice in Wonderland, and that is about being honest with yourself. Okay, so for some of you, that's coming up again to say, are you able to be honest with yourself in regards to where you're at and where you want to go? And is where you're at aligned with where you want to go? This sacred wisdom, this is actually like the name of the deck. This is the Sacred Power reading cards. I guess it's not the same name, but this is the picture that's on the book and the deck cover. This deck is beautiful. What I wanted to bring up about this though is that, so first of all, Archangel Metatron is absolutely like supporting and assisting you right now. There's something magical about this wisdom and this knowledge that you have. What they're showing me is that throughout the cycles though, you almost forget. You know what they're showing is there's a card in one deck and it talks about being a healer, and it basically says that what happens oftentimes is that healers will get caught up in doing that they sometimes forget their own messages, right? Like sometimes you just forget that you already have this information. So that's what this is showing up as, is like you have this sacred wisdom which is guiding you, directing you, nudging you to move into this new creative, expansive space. It's nudging you that the cycles are changing and now it's time for the fullness of life is what I'm hearing. It's time for you to enjoy and embrace everything that you have busted your butts for. However, there's something about you that forgets how powerful you are. You forget that you have this sacred wisdom. And the way to remind yourself of that is to attune to the energy, keeping your energy cleansed, right? Also, they're showing this, trusting your intuition, allowing yourself to see through your spiritual lens rather than looking at everything with the perspective of, you know, like your worldview or your perspective that you've gained from the world. Right now I'm seeing like a tsunami. There's like a massive cleansing that's purging you of all things that were deformed in your life. It's like a purging of the deformed energy, and it's bringing you into the divinity of who you are. But it's challenging you because you're being challenged to assess your truth, which that's a part of this flowering, is embracing and accepting who you are. It's like identifying who you are. And for a lot of you, that is happening because in order for you to align with another, in order for this egg that is being incubated in the moment. It's almost like this is the birth of something, the birth of a divine union, the birth of connection to others. But in order for that to take place, you first have to align with the true essence of you. And that comes with accepting your star energy, accepting the power that you have, but also trusting in your sacred wisdom. For some of you, you could have been told as a child that you were being too sensitive, that, maybe like you were seeing things and you were told that that's not really anything. Like there's something about a childhood where, your creativity, your spiritual gifts could have been diminished and shrunk, and that's being cleansed and purified out of you right now as we speak. They're also saying that they want to acknowledge the growth that you've already put in. They're saying that sometimes you operate with a perfectionist mindset, and that also goes against trusting your sacred wisdom. Because that sacred wisdom is showing up as the, what is it called? It's like a aura. It's like an aura crystal quartz. It's like the alignment of spirit and you, like connecting you to, the divinity card. Yeah, that goes back to that divinity card. There's something like you're forgetting your wisdom. Okay, let's get a few of these cards, guys. The growth that you've attained and completed so far, they're saying that that's enough. They want you to stop trying to do the work. For someone, they're saying you keep trying to do and do and do, and right now is about being. So that's also why meditation is significant, because when you meditate, you just allow yourself to be. You allow yourself to be. You're not trying to change anything when you're meditating. At least I hope you aren't. You're just allowing yourself to be. And that also, they're saying that during meditation, you can hear from them. And you can also allow yourself to be purged and cleansed of the old. All right, guys. Oh, the Lovers. I might have this whole deck upside down. You guys know I don't read reversals. Okay, the Lovers, the Four of Wands, the Ten of Wands, and Justice, the Four of Cups. Did I miss a card here? The Lovers, the Four of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, and Justice. That Justice card is also this karma that's being cleared. They're showing this as nighttime, like in the night. So for a lot of you, you could be picking up on messages, or maybe you haven't been able to sleep lately, but something is coming up in the nighttime where there's been shifts and activations is what I'm hearing while you've been resting. And these activations have been taking place in the night in order to restore balance back into your days. So the Four of Cups energy is at the bottom of the deck. This is interesting too, because it's showing that like you're fishing for something. You're fishing for something. Fishing for connection for someone. You're fishing for connection. You're seeking connections, connectivity. For some others, you're seeking opportunities to be able to express yourself creatively. For others, you're seeking promotion. You want to be promoted in some aspect of life. Okay, that could be in love relationships, could be at a job, could be with family, like just wanting to be seen differently as an adult. Something like that is coming through. Maybe someone wants to retire. That's coming through. But the connectivity is going to come by means of practicality. This Knight of Pentacles is about allowing yourself grace and patience to be able to, I know everybody's favorite word, to be able to get to the celebrations that you desire. With this Four of Wands and the Ten of Wands, there's something about learning how to just sit in the now with the Lovers and the Knight of Pentacles, because they're showing the Knight of Pentacles as not moving. Like the beaver energy of like building a dam in the stability of now. That's very interesting. Excuse me, guys. That's interesting. So something about building stability, stabilizing the energy of now. Like a beaver builds a dam, they're saying build stability in the connections that you have now. And if you don't have anyone, like a romantic relationship, they're saying find stability in friendships, find stability in family, find stability in yourself. There's something about being grounded. You know how seals, they're showing these as seals. I don't know if they are, but that's what they're telling me right now. You know how seals, just kind of lay on the, like whatever the floating things are in the water. I don't know, guys. You guys know I never know what stuff is. But the little floater things in the water, they just kind of lay there. They're comfortable. They don't even care to move. They dump themselves in the water and then they jump right back on the wooden floaters. So they're saying something about being comfortable with what you have right now, with the expectation that you are learning how to open up to receive. You're learning how to release burdens, and you're learning how to relax into celebration. You're learning how to accept victories. You're learning how to lighten up your load. Like this turtle, look at the turtle. The turtle in this Four of Wands is laying on its back. Guys, I took my little cloth off my desk and I have a hard time picking these up. The Four of Wands, you see here, he's laying on his hard shell. So this is his soft spots that are being exposed. And they're showing this as like, in order to be able to receive, you have to be vulnerable. And you're learning that in this space here with the Lovers and the Knight of Pentacles. For some of you, this could be learning how to practically deal with the relationship that you're in. Meaning, how do we function on a day-to-day basis? How does this work? Because this Four of Wands here, this can represent home. So it's like, how do we function day-to-day in our home together? You could have newly moved in with someone too, someone here. Or newly dating someone, finding this relationship to be stable. You could have just gotten a new job and you're kind of trying to settle into it. This may be uncomfortable because maybe it's something that you haven't had before. And maybe you're feeling this karmic energy pop up where it's making you feel inadequate or feel like you don't have enough to be able to accomplish this goal or this mission that you've been set out to complete. But you've been chosen for a purpose. You've been chosen on purpose. And I think that's what this is about. It's about, this is growth. This is expansion, because they're showing me Jupiter with this growth. The Four of Pentacles with the Justice too is like, in the dark when things were hidden, you've been putting in all this work, becoming this starfish, learning how to detach from karmic past, things like that, stepping into your power, right? Transforming with this butterfly, embracing your intuition, trusting in your own divinity. Now you have this egg that is being birthed, and you're like, oh shucks, like what am I supposed to do with this? So it's like you want to hold back because you don't feel balanced in this new, because it feels too good. The Four of Wands, the Lovers, Justice, this is good energy. This is like, oh, this feels amazing. Wow. Okay, now what? Oh, you may be waiting for the ball to drop, waiting for something to go crazy. Like, I know this is not going to just stay this good, right? Like, maybe something happened and you're like, oh my God, I wasn't expecting that to happen. This is fantastic. And then you're like, oh no, I'm scared. I'm scared now. That's the energy that this feels. But with this camel energy here, remind yourself. So some of you need to just be reminded of who the heck you are. Remind yourself that you've stored up enough. You have enough energy to get you along the path. The 10 of wands, that burden is released. You'll notice that this camel is not carrying these wands. It's because you've already released that energy. You're celebrating. Now you're moving into your softer life. You're celebrating the vulnerability that you have within. You're allowing yourself to open up, to flower. So someone's has already stepped over to this side that is uncomfortable. You've chosen the path that was most resistant, and you've conquered it. You've conquered it. You may be looking outside of the situation here because maybe the excitement and the celebration and the enjoyment of what you've received, it just feels too good. You're like, oh my God, let me get away from that. I don't know. Like your nervous system, there's something here about your nervous system not knowing how to handle this forward movement. And I think some of you would have a tendency to want to hermit yourselves, to back the heck out. Look at that. The hermit, someone could be a Cancer, you could be dealing with a Cancer. You want to hermit yourself in order for you to self-sabotage, or because of fear of self-sabotaging. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But it's a trick. It's a lie. It's literally like you are doing the work. These gifts are being gifted to you for a reason. You deserve them. You've created balance, and it's being restored back into your lives with this Justice card. The work that you've done in the dark is now being shown visibly. You're being rewarded in the light for the work that you did in the dark. Wow. Wow, guys. Okay, so I'm going to, because my voice is going out, I'm going to read this Sacred Wisdom card, and then we are going to end the reading. Remind yourselves that this is you, okay? This is absolutely you. This Sacred Wisdom is within you. You have this. That Rainbow Dragon is also like, be honest with yourself in order to release the burdens that you're carrying. And that's that 10 of wands. The burdens are gone. They're literally gone. I can't even say that enough, because the card does not show that this camel is carrying anything. It's just the camel has it in its mind. It's almost like a placebo, where this camel thinks that they are in fight or flight. For someone too, you may need to just be reminded that it takes a little while for your nervous system to reset itself. It takes a little while. Slowing down, finding softer things to do, really being able to celebrate the moments that of victories and successes, things like that. Those are the things. Just enjoying nature, going outside, slowing down. Those are great ways to reset your nervous system. So Sacred Wisdom, I'm going to try to put this up here. If you want to screenshot it and read it, feel free to. Think carefully. Consider all options in your life transitions. Owls are deep and intense message bringers, encouraging you to connect to your inner visionary. The white owl shares wisdom with those who respect traditional processes, protectors and knowledge keepers. These sage spirit animals offer you guidance and safeguard your spiritual work. Intuitive information and messages alike will always arrive with divine delivery, and no sooner. Don't push. Acknowledging change, the wise owl asks you to think carefully about how you approach life transitions. Wow. Look beyond what is physically in front of you. More about your gifts and natural talents will be revealed to you when you remove the expectation of receiving certain results. Wow. Right now, honor your inner god or goddess. Return to natural cycles that all that you are. Delve deep into your being to access powerful base energies that resonate with your heart and instincts. Honor the divine feminine and divine masculine that reside within your spirit. Wow. Keep your focus and direction on the present day, or time will slip away into the abyss. Ideas will soon pass on to others if you continue to ignore spirit's messages. Lunar phases will affect you now. Be mindful in your methods with others and listen to your inner voice. Past life influences will arise now. Deep attractions or a sense of knowing or kinship will make themselves known in abrupt ways. Listen to these messages. They bring you karmic lessons that will strengthen your soul. By embracing your connections to the past, you can empower your future self with new knowledge and positive energy. Sleep patterns are a primary focus now. Ensure you are getting enough sleep. Pay attention to your dreams. Hidden meanings and messages will assist you in your waking life. Journal your reflections to help you interpret this subconscious communication. Wow, guys. The affirmation is, I honor the divine God, goddess within me. I accept and embrace the love and power it offers me now and always. Guys, I swear I can't make this up. I'm glad I'm not making it up either. It's a lot of people feeding baloney with tarot cards. And, I know that for a lot of people, it's really challenging to do a lot of the work that I speak about on my channel. But the reality of it is that if no one gets it right now, I can guarantee you in 2 years, we are going to reflect back and think like, God, I'm so glad I did that back then, because you're going to notice a whole collective of people trying to figure out how to gain this wisdom and how to trust spirit and how to access this sacred wisdom and knowledge that we are being presented with right now in 2026. So sometimes, and this must be a message for somebody, sometimes you have to just ride the wave and trust that your gifts are aligned with the people who need them in the moment, and that may just be whoever it is. For someone here, you're questioning your gifts, and that's a part of this, is that you're challenged by the fact that you're not sure that your gifts and the things that you believe and think are actually going to happen. Like maybe you're hoping for something, trying to manifest something. It could be a love relationship. And this is a reminder to you to trust your instincts, trust that gut feeling, trust spirit, trust your ancestors, meditate, and allow yourself to open to receiving information that's being given to you. And I promise you, as you clear out this karmic path, as you've cleared out this karmic path, even for a lot of you, you are going to start to see the results, guys. Trust me. Trust me, I'll tell you guys the story when it's appropriate one day. But trust me, I'm somebody that's not speaking just from speaking, pulling stuff out of my booty. I'm actually seeing things, and I have seen things that I've dreamt about come to fruition. So guys, just trust yourself. You're not crazy, and know that you were chosen for this. And I'm excited to see what happens on the other side of this for you. This is amazing. I love this reading. I love you guys. I thank you for being present. Feel free to drop a comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you so much for being here, and have the most amazing night, guys. Bye.